how to get the marketing job role which you've always dreamt of. Now, you could be an MBA student who's at a B school where the job role which you want comes for your placements. Or you could be a student at a B school, or you could be anyone else who does not have the direct access to these job roles. However, what I am here to tell you is that using these 5 steps, you can open up whichever opportunity that you want for yourself, whether you have a direct access to it or not. That is the power of these 5 steps which I'll be sharing with you in this episode, which will leave you truly 5 steps ahead of your peers. Hi and welcome. I am Darpan Saxena, an MBA graduate from IIM Udaipur and the founder of Super Heuristics. And I am on a mission to help 100,000 MBA students create the best career outcomes in the field of marketing through their knowledge and digital skills. Let's get on with the episode. Hello and welcome back to another episode of 5 Steps Ahead podcast. And in this episode, what I will be sharing with you is that what are the 5 steps which you need to take in order to get the marketing outcomes, the outcomes from your MBA which you want. Now, if you are a part of my free course 5 Steps Ahead Blueprint, you would know that what these 5 steps are, because somewhere my community, my 5 Steps Ahead community is based around these 5 steps. And the acronym for these 5 steps is called BASIC, B-A-S-I-C. So I would explain what each of these steps are and how do you apply them. And from there you will realize that these steps are very simple to think about, and these are pretty straightforward steps. However, it requires a certain level of hunger on your part for you to be able to follow these and to be able to do it. The first step is the one which starts with B, which is that basics of marketing, which means that you need to start off by learning the basics of the subject. Now, when I said 5 steps, a lot of you would have had an impression that, okay, probably he'll be sharing some hack. But the fact is that if you truly want to build a world-class journey for yourself, it cannot be built on hacks and tricks and secrets entirely. It needs to have some solid grounding. So, which means that you need to start off by learning the basics. Now, those of you who are a part of my 5 Steps Ahead community, you know that over there I speak about the basic concepts of marketing. And those of you who are not there yet, you can probably start off by learning from the Kotler book, wherein you will get a good understanding of the basics. So the important idea is there that what you need to establish in your mind is that basics of your subject need to be clean. You need to be able to understand that what exactly is the basic concept. Now from there, the second step is A, which is application, which means that once you've learned the basic concepts, you need to go and apply it somewhere. Now the immediate first steps where you can apply the basic concepts are obviously the case studies which happen in your class. MBA students do not realize that case studies are a great opportunity for them to actually practice the basics which they have learnt in the class, for them to practice it and see whether they've understood them or not. Because what usually happens is that when MBA students, they start to analyze a case, it's almost as if they've completely forgotten that in the class they are also studying something, that they forget that they have an entire book on their shelf which has a lot of theory in it. And hence, whatever case analysis which MBA students do, it is mostly on their hunch, it is on their experiences and so on and so forth. So therefore, that's the problem, that you need to cultivate a habit that whenever you're analyzing a case, you'll go back to the basic concepts and you'll try and find that which concept you can apply there, and you will solve the cases by concept. So the second step out of the 5 steps is that you'll go ahead and apply. The third step is S, which is skill acquisition, which means that this is not enough. you studying the theory and you being able to apply them on a case is not enough for you to make it big in your professional life. You need to also have certain hard skills and certain soft skills. And your pursuit needs to always be to be able to acquire these skills. I would say that you need to first identify that which industry, which sort of a job role you would want to go. For that, you should go to my YouTube, and I have created a video which is about how do you backhack your placements. Now in that video, I have shared with you that how do you identify your goal, that what kind of a job role or what kind of a work you would want to do after your MBA, and from that how do you identify that what are the skills which you should acquire. So do watch that and follow it. From there you'll know that what skills you need to acquire, and you need to start off acquiring those skills. You need to start off to learn those skills. Now again, if you are in the 5 steps ahead community, you would know that there we speak about all of these hard skills which are important, and you get to learn the digital skills. That was the 3rd step. Now I'll head on to the 4th step, which is I. So we have had B, A, S, and now I. And this I is implementation. Now majority of the students, 97% of the MBA students, they stop at the stage number 3. In fact, they don't even complete the stage number 3 entirely. So for example, they had started to acquire a new skill, but halfway they're like that, okay, now I don't want it anymore, and they get lazy and complacent and so on. Even if they complete the step number 3, majority of the MBA students do not move on to the step 4 and forget about step 5 entirely. The step 4 is implementation, which means that after you have learned the skill or while you are acquiring that skill, you need to go ahead and implement it, but now on real world projects. So you'll find live projects from the industry wherein you can apply your skills. However, if again you're a part of the 5 steps ahead community, you would know that there we speak about how about you go ahead and create your own project, which is your own marketing experiments lab. And once you've created this marketing experiments lab, your online home, your blog, and so on and so forth, all of these things, you will be able to apply whatever skills you're acquiring, whatever concepts you have learned, you'll be able to apply all of them on your own project. And the beauty of having your own project instead of working on other industry projects is that your project will become an asset which will grow along with you, which will grow as much as you grow. So by the end of the MBA, you would probably have an asset which will speak for yourself, and probably it could also lead you to have a startup of your own, which is exactly what my story is. That I started off super heuristics as a project, as a random thing when I was in my first year, and from there, because I was consistent on it and I was following these steps, which up till then I didn't know that these 5 steps existed, but I figured these 5 steps out for myself, and now I can see that yes, that has made all the impact which has been there. So yes, the 4th step is implement your skills somewhere, ideally on your project, which is what we harp on in the 5 steps ahead community. And from there I'll move to the final step, which is the 5th step, which is C, BASIC, basic. So C is create a brand. Now what does create a brand mean? Create a brand means that go ahead and either create a personal brand around you or create a brand. It is ideal that you create a personal brand around you. Now what exactly is a personal brand? A personal brand is when you are identified by the work you do. And for that, you would realize that if you have followed these first 4 steps properly, by itself you are on the journey of the 5th step. Because for example, suppose you have learned things in the 1st step, you have acquired skills in the 3rd step, and you're implementing them on your blog, on your marketing experiments lab, then automatically you're creating a brand, and all you need to do is that you need to just spread the word across your industry, across your friends, and that would be when you would take your brand out in the market. So that is the idea, that whatever you learn, whatever you acquire, you need to go out and share it. Write an article on it, create a video on it, and share it. And once you keep on sharing all of these things, because you'll be sharing it, why? Because you're already creating the content for step number 4, which is your blog. So whatever you are learning, you're creating content on that for your blog, and now you'll be sharing that content so that you can establish your personal brand. These are those 5 steps. And I'm sure that while I've been explaining these to you, you've been able to make complete sense out of them, that yes, they are extremely simple to understand. And they would also sound very exciting. But the thing is that they are exciting and they can have some serious exciting impact in your life. But the thing is, it requires hard work. Now also, one more thing which I'd like to say over here is that a lot of students, they get an impression that, okay, these 5 steps are sequential steps, that only once I've completed the first step, then I can go on to the second one, and then third, and then fourth. No, these are not sequential steps. It's not that you have to complete one step to start another one step. It is sequential only in the sense that you need to start it in this order itself. However, you do not need to wait for one step to complete for you to start the next one. For example, it is not that first I will complete the step 1, which is to learn everything, and then I will start to apply it on various things. No. You have to apply while you learn. Same way. It is not that once I've completed my step 3, which is skill acquisition, that once I've completed acquiring the skills, then I will go ahead and implement it. No. Because by that time, you would have forgotten what you would have entirely studied. So, as you are acquiring your skills, you need to implement them. And same way, as you are implementing them, you need to keep on sharing your work in the open. You need to go out and share your work, which is the 5th step. So, all of these steps need to happen together. And these are not sequential. So from this episode, I hope you've understood that what exactly are these 5 steps, and you would be somebody who would right now be very excited, because your energy would have increased just by understanding that yes, there could be a roadmap for you to do things. And now that you've found this roadmap for yourself, keep hearing to this again and again. I would advise you to keep hearing this episode again and again, because the kind of life you are in, which is your MBA life, you will tend to forget it. Because not everyone is aware about it, not everyone is speaking about it, hence you will tend to forget it. Therefore, hear this podcast again and again and try and follow it from today. I hope you've enjoyed this, you felt inspired, and you're gonna make something great out of this. I will meet you in the next episode, wherein I'll be sharing with you another such thought of mine and a story of mine. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for staying up till the end of the episode. Do not forget to subscribe to this podcast and to my YouTube channel by the name Super Heuristics. And do join my community of MBA students who are creating the best career outcomes through their knowledge and digital skills. Hop on to superheuristics.com and I'll see you in the next episode. Thank you.